Jane, if you're not mean to me, I'm gonna fucking kill you. I would never kill you. I love you, Jane. What's up, phony? Rude. Alright, people are here. Let's open up to everybody, I guess.
Oh, I was muted. I was like, Jane is not rude today?
I know, right?
Is it Thursday? Is it live? Is it what?
No, Jane's trying to be nice to me because she knows how I was feeling today, and she's like, "I'm just gonna be nice." I'm like, no, don't be nice. That's like don't fucking placate me. That's bullshit. What's up, Drake? Though
Jane is always so sweet and so
well,
nice.
fuck yeah. That's what I need. See, that gives me the smile that I need. Awesome. Thanks everybody for being here. Why don't we go through? Let everybody give themselves a nice little introduction. We'll just go around the order of the cameras there. So, the lovely woman in red.
Hello, peoples in the interwebs. I am Freya Maluk, and I play Mariana Gonzalez, aka Toad. And yeah, I do stream, and while I'm streaming, I try to do a lot of the voice acting of the characters in the games I play, so really enjoy that. So yeah, come check me out on Twitch if you wanna see me doing silly voices, and yeah.
It's an absolute blast over there. Seriously, go check out Freya.
Yeah.
I'm Joy. I play the indifferent Marcella, who's becoming not so indifferent. And you can catch me streaming over on Little Joy Loaf on Twitch, and I'm just happy to be here with y'all.
Excellent. Chai Nation.
Yeah.
It's all on you. I'm shitting you out, Lily, because I know you don't stream, but I'm gonna get you followers anyway.
Oh no.
Yep, I'm going to follow you right now. I don't know if you have any, but I'm hoping to be the first.
No.
Oh no, she has 4. No, there's 4 followers already.
Dang it.
I'm the aforementioned non-streamer. I am on Baird's stream and Infinity Please stream a couple of times a week for different games like this. But besides that, you can just find me lurking in these people's streams. I'm going to be playing BB. I don't even know how to explain her. The last time we saw her, she was just kind of had stopped being a person. So hopefully she'll, have chilled out maybe a little bit.
Excellent. Who we got next?
Believe me.
We got Sonic.
Hi, Sonic Shizno. I cuss at my TV a lot when I stream. That's the highlight of all of it. Pretty good at flying a helicopter. Today I am playing Stephen Downs. Last week I got sucked into a room against my will. Should be fun times.
Definitely. I'm not introducing myself because y'all don't care about me, and we'll go to Emma.
Hello, I'm Emma. I don't stream yet. First, we have to survive the Dutch election, and after that, maybe. And I'm playing Flora today, who doesn't start being scared of a storm, which is nice. But I'm sure a lot of stuff will happen. I'm really excited, so let's go.
Awesome. Okay, so quick little recap for everybody. So last week, started off in the restaurant. things seem to get better as the dark snow stopped and looked bright outside for a moment. People decided to go home, as they said to Phoebe in unison. Jesse left, went back to try. He stole one of the trucks, the food trucks, and started to go back towards the military base. Y'all went after him, and one of your coworkers went just a little crazy. Mariana crushed her head. That was my favorite question. I went back and I was rewatching, and Freya was just like, "But a head shouldn't crush like that." And I
mean, I was in disbelief. Like, what is happening?
I laughed very hard at that one. They got to the military base. Mariana and Sergeant Downs went and got their way up to the general's office. Mariana then left when they realized they couldn't get in and tried to look inside. She radioed up to him and told him that she could see the darkness in there. And he kicked the door open and got sucked into a dark void. And that's where we're going to pick up. Chat, I'm going to tell you I love you now. I'm actually going to put chat away because I don't want to get myself distracted in this game. Thank you all for being here. I love you all. But yeah, I am going to ignore you for a little while as we get into this. So we're going to pick up with Sergeant Downs. So Sergeant Downs, you kick open this door and you get sucked into this darkness. There was that putrid dead flesh smell. It kind of like felt like it was covering your body as this pulls you in, and you get sucked into the center of this. And it's like, does blinding darkness make sense to you? If I were to say that, yeah, it's like blinding darkness. And you're in the middle of this, and you start to see darker shapes start to come walking all around. You maybe try to move your feet, try to run away from it or anything like that, but you feel like you're stuck in like almost like a quicksand that's just holding you there. And I don't know how this is going to make your character feel, but it's like these shapes of these bodies are walking all around you. You feel them brushing past your back. You feel them brushing past your arm. You feel like breath running through your ears and through your hair, and you're just stuck in place. There's small whispers that you can't hear. Every once in a while, you hear your name whispered in and amongst them. And it's just walking all around you. And this continues on for what feels like forever. You're muted at the moment.
My bad. Professional. If I can't move and they're brushing against me, I'm probably gonna have to make a roll.
Yeah, we'll make a roll at the end of this, because I know this is going to make you feel this way, but it's probably going to feel this way for a little while. And yeah, so let's we'll save the roll till the end of this, and I'll let you decide how many you have to make. I'll leave that up to you to decide, because I have faith in you as a player to know what your character is going to do. So you're stuck in this, and you know they're walking all past you. I know you said about the role, but how do you want to describe to the player, to the people, what that does to him, like what that makes you feel?
Under normal circumstances, physical touch would cause him to recoil, and because he can't move, probably close to hyperventilating at that point. Like extremely anxious because feels helpless.
Mm-hmm.
Can't do anything about it.
And this goes on for about 10-15 minutes, like I said, maybe a little bit longer. It feels like quite a while for you. Eventually it gets to the point where these bodies are getting closer and it feels like they're almost crushing in on you. And as it gets to the point where you're almost going to be completely enclosed by these moving bodies, if you can imagine, like, we all know those streets of China where everybody's like walking like crisscross, like imagine that perfect like cross of cars and things moving. It's like that as these bodies just move in and about you. You finally feel this sand that your feet feel like they're in kind of loosen, and you get pushed over. It feels like they might start walking on you, walking on your back, walking on your arms and things like that. But you're not stuck anymore.
Do I have any idea of orientation? Like, I'm just on the floor.
You're just like, if you were to look down where it seems like you've hit this ground, it's the same dark as if you look up, as if you look to the side. The only thing that looks a little bit darker in all of this it's just shades of black that you're seeing, and these bodies are all the shadows within the darkness.
I think my first instinct would be to try and find a wall, so I would probably try and crawl just in a forward direction until I could find something solid.
Okay. So you power yourself up, and these bodies, they seem like as you push them up, they start walking on that air. They're almost light as you walk up, and you get them off of you, but they don't start floating back down. They just start walking on the air, and you see the shadows walking higher than you now. Roll me your die here for a moment.
Got a 33.
You got a 33. So you're running and you're feeling these hands just reaching out at you. You're feeling feet trying to come into your way. You're seeing the shadows just as they're coming, and you're able to just kind of get your grasp, or get out of their grasp. You probably feel like pulls at your hair. Maybe a small clump of it comes out as it's getting reached. Your hat gets pulled off of you as you're running off of this. And you finally run into a wall. It's probably like running face first into it, as you're, trying to stay away from all these hands and feet and things that are reaching out for you. What are you doing once you hit this wall?
I know I would feel more secure just having something solid behind me, so I would keep my back to the wall. I feel like he would try and move either left or right. I'm kind of torn between like trying to hit the shadows, but if they're touching me, at this point, like I don't think I would. I would think I would be in the flight part.
Okay, so you're like got your hands on this wall. You're just like quickly, which way do you think you're going? Just so I know.
I think we're gonna go right.
You're gonna go right. So you've got your hands on this wall, and you're doing that thing where you're in this like a dark maze, and you're trying to find the corners to keep turning around and working your way through. And
sorry, lost my hat.
Yeah, that's okay. I was not gonna lie, I was waiting for you to take it off. I figured that, I knew in my heart of hearts that you would. And you're moving around, and you get to a corner, and you're going farther, and you eventually do find what seems to be like, because you don't hit a corner, but you hit like a seam. And you probably do this thing where you're going around looking for the seam. Give me one more roll here.
69.
69. Nice. So you're going around, and just you find a door handle. You find a door handle as you come around the top of the seam. You go down the right side of it as you've been coming at it from, you hit the left side of it first, coming from the right. And as you're grabbing towards this handle, these hands grab you and they pull you back towards the center of this room. You're able to get away from them and run back towards the door, but you did fail the roll, so there's a little bit less of more sanity loss as they grab you and pull you back again. I'm not going to tell you how you make that makes you feel. You can tell us all that. But you get towards this door and you reach for the handle, and as you grab it, you turn it to open, and it doesn't open easily. You're probably sitting there and these things have your legs and you're trying to pull you back as you've got your hand on this handle, and the door finally grabs open. You're like sitting sideways like this, and you start to open the door and a little bit of light comes in. And let's jump over to the other people. So downstairs with the other group, Jesse had just been brought in. He was in the car crash. Mariana had gone and seen that his body had very quickly aged in a burning that looked like it had been cured and healed. It definitely wasn't there before. It was the mirror opposite of what yours was. And the other three, the girls, you were in the waiting room trying to calm down Phoebe, if I'm not mistaken there. And Professor Sploon had taken the black snow that he had and went off running to his lab to try to figure out something to do with that. Mariana, they cart off Jesse to go to the infirmary to go get checked out. He wasn't conscious at the time. He looked like he had hit his head on top of everything in the car crash. What are you doing when he's taken away there?
Well, the last communication was there is blackness inside the room.
Oh, yeah, sorry, that's right. Yeah, you went, yeah.
I mean, when I was going up,
Mm-hmm.
the last communication was that, and I think I'm just going up, obviously, to offer backup if things go
Sure.
anyways. So that would be like my first accident, just to go up.
Okay. Yeah, so you're running up. Okay, so you're going up. What are the other girls doing? What are you three doing?
I'm still also calming down Astrid, who's sitting next to me.
Yep.
I think I gave space to Phoebe, so if she wants to talk, she can talk, but I'm just sitting there,
Mhm.
but not touching her.
Astrid was complaining. She was crying about, why did I come to this pod?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what about you, Marissa? Or sorry, Marcella.
I think I was just watching Jesse be brought in and carted away and kind of just assessing the situation.
Okay. So going on around you all, there is that busyness. There was lots of those grunts running around getting trucks and stuff ready. Somebody is now gone and tried to clean up the car crash outside. So there's a lot happening around you. And the professor comes running back out of the lab and asks you all to come in with him. And you were there. You saw everything that happened. We're going to need some witnesses. Please come with me. We have some tests to run.
I've got nothing better to do.
Phoebe just kind of blankly looks over to Flora, almost for permission. And she just kind of looks over her and waits to hear her response of yes, let's go.
Flora is at the same time looking at Phoebe, are you up for it? Can you even move right now? And if she looks like she is able to communicate, Flora will say, okay, let's go ahead. And otherwise she doesn't want to, because she wants to keep her people safe. And if Phoebe is not up for it, So it depends on how Phoebe is reacting. Is she trying to communicate, or is he just blankly looking?
So I think she said that she kind of looked at you. I think. Do you look at her often for that advice? Do you know what I mean? Because like if you're at work, are you typically somebody that asks her, or do you just give her that look more? Like, would she know this look coming from you?
I think that Phoebe is normally pretty capable. I mean, like she's always kind of ready anytime Flora like has any episodes, or like she's always ready to jump up and like do what needs to be done. But she's kind of like shut down a little bit right now, and so she is just kind of like just looking to other people for direction and like what to do. Like she can't make any decisions right now.
Yeah. So
she just kind of is looking at like Flora is the only kind of sense of authority that she feels right now, and so she's just like, if.
But you have that
Flora
look of
is getting up to
confusion
go-
as to, yeah. So you look at her, so she looks at you, Flora, with that look of confusion on her face, like she doesn't know what to do next. You would assume.
Okay.
Or just like for permission of like, someone else says let's go, and I look to like, like when a kid looks at their mom of like, can we go, sort of thing.
Sure.
Okay. Hey Phoebe, are you feeling up for it, or would you rather stay here?
Astrid turns to you as you say that. Can I stay here? I don't want to go. I don't want to go. Please.
Yeah, you stay here.
I'm walking in the opposite, like the direction that the professor just came from, like taking little sips of the bottle as I'm going.
Yeah. Okay.
I will probably look to the professor and say like, hey, we have some people that have been to horrible stuff. I don't think we're up for an interview right now. Maybe a quiet place is okay, but the interview can wait.
No, it's not an interview. No, we have to conduct experiments, and you've seen it firsthand. You were there. You saw what it did to Flo. We need to figure out if that was this snow.
Phoebe stands up. Are you saying you're going to try and experiment on us?
No. But you were there to see it happen. I need you to see if you see the same changes in the lab rats.
Marcella, do you think you can? Are you awake too much? You got this. Okay.
roll me your die, because you've had a couple sips now. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Oh shoot, sorry.
Oh, that's okay. No need to be sorry.
Here we go. 50.
So it hasn't fully hit you yet, but it's like when you get that warm glow. So you probably have that little bit of liquid courage right now, which is why you're just like, I got this.
I got this, guys.
Phoebe turns to Flora and she's like, if we can do something that makes Flo's death not useless, then I think we should do it.
Okay, if you're feeling up to it, then let's see what the professor has in store for us, or wants us to see.
Okay.
So then we will follow him.
So you'll follow him, and Phoebe stays behind. As you
No, Astrid.
Oh, sorry, Astrid.
Astrid.
Astrid stays behind. Sorry, my brain is, like I said, a little all over the place today.
No,
So
you're-
Astrid is left behind, and as you all walk away, you see her kind of curl up into that fetal position in the chair that she's in, and she's just, she's shaken. She's definitely still shaken. And you all walk off with Professor Sploon. He leads you down a couple hallways. You walk into an area. There's a lot of those sterile metal tables everywhere. There's a lot of that white, sterile cloth, a bunch of different medical instruments, vials and jars and things with different colored potions and tonics and stuff like that. And off to the side, you see that there are a bunch of snakes. There's a bunch of monkeys. There's a bunch of rats. There's a bunch of birds. I guess let's say parrots. And there's a bunch of these different cages. There's quite a few of all these animals around. And we are going to jump over to Mariana here for a moment. Because we got to keep this all going here. So Mariana, you're running up the stairs. Toad, as we call her. You're running up the stairs and you're heading towards the general's office. You get there and you see that the door is closed. You see Connie sitting at the desk, not really doing too much. She's looking at some paperwork, just kind of like in her work mode almost.
Hey Connie. Did you see my Sarge? Like, I think he was like waiting, like he outside. I don't know that. Have you seen him?
Oh no, Sergeant Downs. He was here earlier, and then he left. He came in. He asked to speak to the general. The general spoke to him for a moment, and then I think he said he was going to go back to the barracks.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Connie. And I'm gonna run to the barracks.
Yeah, okay. So you turn around and you run to the barracks. Okay.
There is no reason for me to not believe what Connie said to me.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's completely fine. So you start running back to the barracks. And, yeah, we'll stay on you for a moment here. You run back to the barracks and you get there and it is empty. You've gone past a bunch of people, a bunch of other sergeants and a couple other, the grunts and stuff that are around running, getting stuff ready downstairs, but you get to the barracks and they're empty. You're muted.
At that point, I'm gonna use the walkie-talkie.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Sarge, I'm here at the barrack. Connie told me you were here over. But I told you the darkness was inside the general office. Where are you? Where are you, Sarge? Over.
And what you hear coming back from it is dark whispers that just say things like, "I smell your hair. I can see your eyes. Your hair is so pretty. I can't wait to touch it." Just all these little things are whispering back towards you as you speak into this. And for you, Sergeant Downs, you hear these whispers. You hear these voices. They're coming from these things as they're grasping at you, and they've kind of grabbed onto this thing. You're still in this sideways position, and that's where those whispers are coming from. And that's what you hear coming back on the walkie-talkie.
This is going full-bar again, and I'm running towards the general's office because I know this is not right. I'm going to ask Connie back again, just running back.
Okay. So you run back towards the general's office. You get there, and Connie is still just doing her, her head down, her busy work. You run in frantically, and she looks up at you with cold eyes and just looks back down at her work.
Hey Connie, I've been looking for the Sarge, but I couldn't find him. And do you know if the Sarge is can receive me now? And I'm gonna start knocking frantically at the door.
And you start knocking frantically at the door as you do. As you do, Connie turns to you and she's, "What are you doing? The general can't be disturbed. Stop, he can't be disturbed." and she'll get up and try to like almost grab around your side to pull you back. You hear the knocking on the other side as this is all kind of happening as you're trying to open that door. It hasn't opened at this point yet. We haven't gotten to the point where you're seeing that light through it yet. But you're hearing knocking coming on the other side now, Downs.
And I'm screaming like, Sarge, are you there? And also, General.
And coming from, inside, you will start to hear some of those whispers again. They start to get louder for Downs. They're almost like screams coming at you now, saying, the same kind of things for you. They're also saying things now to Downs like, "You're not gonna leave the darkness. We have you here. You're mine," and things like this. And how are you trying to get Connie off you? So she's just
well, Connie, I guess she's not very big, I assume, and I'm pretty massive, so I'm just with one arm just pushing her back. And I think when I see more of the whispering, then it is really clear what is happening. And then I'm gonna say, this did never happen. And I'm gonna kick the door again.
Perfect. So you kick this door open. You push Connie back. She slams her back into the desk kind of thing, like falls back onto it. You kick the door. Roll me your die.
Is she like a mannequin, kind of like falling back into the chair?
Well, not to the chair. She like fell like the small of her back hit the desk kind of thing. So she kind of like fell back on the desk like this. She didn't like. She's not like lying down.
Mm-hmm.
She's definitely coming back at you. Don't you worry.
Ah, great. That is great. 72?
72. So you kick the door, and that's when Down starts to see the light. The door starts to come open. It opens up. In what you see is this darkness. You see the shadows. The arms start to try to reach out as soon as the door is open, and you see Downs just being dragged. Connie comes up behind you with a letter opener, and she stabs it into the back of your shoulder.
I think as a reaction, because Connie's Connie, so I think something is weird, but I don't... Anyways, so I think as a reaction, I'm just gonna push her back again, but this time with more like with my fist to the middle of her chest, so just to pull her really back.
Okay. Give me another
Connie,
roll there.
What the fuck are you doing? Get the fuck away from here. Oh, that's a 5.
That's a 5. So you do exactly that. Like you swing back, and it's kind of one of these things where you almost like double hit her. Your elbow hits her in like the chin, and then your arm, like your fist hits her, and she knocks back, and she falls onto the corner of the desk, her head hitting the side, that corner, and she fucking falls to the ground with some black blood coming out of her head. You probably look back towards the door as those whispers and those arms are reaching out. Downs, for you see the light outside now. You see the desk. You see Connie on the ground. You see Toad there. One hand on this doorknob. These arms reaching out behind you. You're able to reach out your other hand.
So I'm reaching out the door.
Yeah, so you're holding on. The door's probably that sideways thing right now, so you're holding on to the handle. Imagine like the door's like this now, right? And the handle's here or like here. So you're probably holding on kind of like this, right? So your one
Being
hand's
dragged
on
back in.
the left side, your left hand's on the handle, your right hand's able to reach around the door to her.
Yeah, I would try and just reach out.
And we are gonna, so both of you have to give me a roll here. We're gonna see if she gets sucked in with you. Where did my dice just go to? I literally had
40.
them a second ago.
48.
48. Give me a roll as well, Sonic.
I got an 82.
You got an 82.
Yikes.
There you go. I don't know how those disappeared on me. They were literally in my lap, but I couldn't see them. All right. Well, I rolled an 88.
Fantastic.
So you grab onto his hand. Your shoulder still has this letter opener like hanging out of it, and you grab his hand. A bunch of the arms that are reaching out, they are like it's like sliding on your arm off as you're trying to pull him. They're like their fingertips are touching you and sliding off of you. They feel slimy. You smell that putrid dark flesh, and you pull him out, probably slamming the door shut behind you.
I'm gonna go again. Sarge, what the fuck was that? Are you okay? What the fuck is the general, man? This is going, this is going crazy. And I'm gonna do like, I don't know what the fuck is happening.
Before I respond to her,
You want to make your
pretty sure I
rolls?
need to make-
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many rolls do you think
Just to
you
see
feel
how
you need
I'm
after
gonna
that?
react.
And do you feel like you need a roll after all that as well, Mariana? Or, Marcella? Or yeah, no, Mariana.
Yeah.
I said it right.
For
Or
sure.
James.
I think I catch like a glance at what happened to the general?
The
Or
general,
it
no,
was
you
just
could not.
too
There,
dark?
you could not see any general in there. You could only see
Yeah.
darkness and shadows.
Well, I think that
And it probably,
my
like, when
major-
you looked in there, like, for Sonic, for you, just because I probably should have said this before, when you were walking around, it wasn't the size of the general's office. It was like being in a gigantic warehouse. You know what I mean? Like,
We're in the TARDIS.
yeah, you're like in a TARDIS kind of thing. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I think for me, I'm probably gonna have to do 3 rolls
Okay.
because of the initial and then
Yeah.
multiple occasions of being grabbed.
Okay.
So we'll make those. First is a 44.
44.
Second is a 27.
Okay.
And the last one is 100.
Oh wow.
Yes.
100? Oh wow. Okay, so you're losing
Yes.
2 for the first 2. And for a critical fail, you're gonna roll me 2d6s.
Yikes.
It's gonna be some sandy loss.
You said two, like one
Yeah,
per.
like 1 per the
two.
like yeah. For successes, you only lose 1 sanity, and for fails, you're rolling your d6.
Don't screw me, D6.
Don't go bananas on me.
9.
9. So
It's 11.
So yeah, so you're so
11
at
loss.
11 sanity loss, you're gonna gain a quirk. Okay.
Great.
Again, I have full confidence as you as a player to pick what that quirk can be for yourself. Okay.
Okay.
And it doesn't have to be
Also,
something you can
side
tell me
note-
about right now. You can just add it into your character as we go. Okay. I have faith in you.
Fair. My sanity is currently 69, which is nice.
Perfect. Freya, what did you roll on your sanity check?
I haven't rolled.
Okay, so roll me yours.
I think that because, so for me, the triggering circumstances are mostly fire.
Mhm.
So it was it's impactful, but it
No,
wasn't. As
no,
bad
it
as
was
fire.
more. It was more looking and seeing a dark void, which
Yeah.
is why it's just 1 instead of multiples and things like that.
Yeah. Ugh. 67.
Oh wow, you make it, you break it, because that's your sanity, that's your DC. So you're only losing 1 sanity for that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, 67 is
I
your
just
make or
saw
break
that.
it.
Okay, what is my sanity? I'm pretty sane. Damn.
Yeah, you're the sanest out of all of them. Okay, so before we get to your conversation, let's jump over to everybody else. What's your sanity at right now, Freya? After that loss?
92.
92. Okay, perfect. So make sure I got mine right. Okay, so let's jump back down to the lab. So you walk in there and you see all this stuff there, and you see Sploon. He gets pretty quick at his actions. You from when you see him at the diner and stuff like that, he's usually pretty mundane in his actions and his movements, his eating. It's very blah. But he's in his lab and he feels at home and he's getting right to it. He ushers you over to an area to put some lab coats on, some of those white lab coats. Does anybody say no? Everybody's okay with putting those on? Yeah.
Yeah, not bothered at all.
Not bothered at all. And he asks you to go grab a rat each.
Why?
Excuse me?
Oh, well, if you're going to be my assistant, I'm going to take, and he wipes the smudge off of his face, because that's where a lot of it was from Marietta wiping it on his face before. I'm going to mix this in a soluble, and we're going to test it with a couple different things on these rats. If you could get them prepared, just grab them, bring them over to one of the tables, and just pins through their arms onto the tables. Keep them down.
Are
No.
they dead or alive?
Oh, they're alive.
Oh, fuck that.
Like, we did not say we were gonna be your assistants. You asked us if we could, be. What was the word that he said? Like, if we could see, like, because we saw that. That I'm not.
You did a witness,
I'm not
professor,
pinning a
not.
rat down.
I can't pin a rat down. I'm
Witness.
sorry.
Fine. Okay.
That's a
Well then,
joke.
fine. Okay. Just sit down and wait. And he goes and he takes his the smudge of the soot and this the snow that was on his face, and he puts it onto 3 different like petri dish type things, and then he takes a couple different liquids from a couple of the different vials and he pours them all in, and then you see him walk over to a couple of the rats. He takes a hammer as he grabs one and he bops it on the head so it's unconscious. He takes it down to the table, he puts it down, he pins through its arms, it's pinned through its legs, and it's sitting there like spread out like this. He does that 2 more times, and he grabs a couple syringes and starts injecting these rats. While all this is happening, do you think you're saying anything to each other, or you're all just kind of sitting there watching this? It probably takes about 20 minutes, I would say.
Oh, I am dead silent. I'm probably sitting there just like,
He's probably like at certain times as he's doing the different things, like especially when he like hits a rat over the head. She's probably gonna be like, "This doesn't feel very scientific process, does it?"
Yeah, I will probably have this conversation with Phoebe, because I think at the restaurant you're used to killing rats like in a more humane way. And that we're basically discussing like what is happening.
Okay. So he does this. He injects the first one with what looks to be like a reddish type solution. It's got a very dark hue to it because of the black snow that's in there. He takes a syringe and he puts it into the mouse's neck, and he puts it in, and it waits a couple minutes, and the mouse starts to foam at the mouth. It's just like that normal white foam, like it's got rabies or something like that. And the thing starts to shake. One of the arms rips out of the pin, through the arm. I mean, it's a little mouse. I don't know how well you see it from where you're sitting, but that's what happens. because it's shaking so violently, and it just, it stops moving. Foam just like starting to come more out of its mouth. Its belly starts to foam up. It gets a little bit bigger and bloated, and then it just kind of like pushes back down as the rest of the foam comes out of its mouth and just dies. You see the Sploon goes off and he writes a couple notes down, and then he comes back with what looks like a green solution and does the same thing to the next one. This one does that same kind of thing where this one starts to foam again, stomach bloats up and then just dies. He comes back with the third solution after writing a couple notes. This one is dark. This solution is black, and he injects it. And a couple minutes go past and nothing happens. And he just sits there looking confused. Oh, the first two died. This one didn't. It just seems okay. Where can we get more black? Where can we get more of the snow?
What are you doing?
I'm trying to see if it got into flow, and that's what caused her to go the way she did.
She was at the restaurant all morning. Like, she didn't like eat the snow.
Did you not see what happened with her head? It came out of her. It was in her.
He gets like super serious, and she's like, I know I saw exactly what happened to her. And she's like, I understand that, but like, I don't see what this is like. You just killed a bunch of rats.
Marcella's gonna interject and she's gonna be like, Professor, if you want some of that snow, you're gonna have to walk your ass back out there. And I don't know how many of us are up for that.
Phoebe can kind of like hear the change in Marcella's voice. She's gonna like kind of like set her down. She's like, oh, okay, Mark.
Okay.
And what about Flora? What's Flora doing through this?
I think she's just watching, like, what the hell is this guy doing?
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't really have any commentary. It's like, what are we supposed to do? We're staying in this base and we're staying safe. That's what she's thinking. Like, when Phoebe says you have to go out there alone, she probably nods her head like, yes, go out there alone. Good luck.
Okay. Can all three of you give me a roll?
Thanks.
62.
9.
Wow.
If you roll 62 as well, Joy,
No,
I'm walking away.
No, I rolled a 9.
You rolled a 9.
Yeah.
Okay. So
That's insane.
the person that's a little bit intoxicated is the only person that sees this happening. You see the mouse. You see it start to like shake almost. Maybe the other two are facing, not looking that way, and you're the only one facing, looking that way. And you see it starts to shake. You see it start to like try to lift its arms, kind of thing. It's trying to get up, and the pins pop out of the table, and the mouse very quickly scurries towards where the monkeys are, and you see it go and bite one of the legs of the monkeys.
Guys?
And then you see it just I'll let you talk, but you see it just starts like scurrying off towards whatever it can find.
Oh, fuck that. Yeah, I'm gonna go, hey guys! I'm gonna point towards what the little mouse is doing, and Marcella's concerned kind of at this point. She's gonna turn to the professor and go, is that supposed to happen? Is that supposed to happen?
And he'll turn and he'll look back to the table where the mouse was, and you see him like start scouring around to try to find where it is. Oh, what happened? What are you talking? What did it do?
It just got up, and I'm pretty sure it's biting shit.
And like you point to like the monkey so he knows that's where it went, or would you tell him, or?
Oh, I'm gonna just vaguely gesture.
Just vaguely gesture. You're kind of just like, it's all over the place.
Yeah.
And he'll go and he starts looking
on the chair
Mhm.
that they were sitting on. And she's like, Professor, this does not feel like a very scientific area. Like, I feel like you should have had it more contained. Now, are we all going to like get attacked by this snow rat?
No, let me catch it. I will protect you. I'm a military man, and he say that he tries to like stand up and look like he's part of this, even though he's definitely not a military man, or not part of this or anything like that. He's just a this geeky professor kind of guy. And he runs off to try to find the area, to try to find this rat. He goes and he starts looking through all the different things.
Don't get bit, Professor. Do you have a net? Is there a net? Is there a box? Something sticky, maybe?
Yeah. We have boxes. We may have a net somewhere. Let me just use I'll just use my hands. I'll catch it. It's fine.
Don't just catch it. Please don't touch the mouse.
And you hear them like coming from the monkey cage as you're all talking. It starts to get aggressive in there. They're like kind of shit, and just like taking the bars and slamming on them, and like feet pounding on the ground, and the aggression is starting to come out. And he's just like, oh, fine, okay, we'll get a box. Like, go ahead.
This room is under quarantine. Marcellus,
like
grabbing
this...
Flora and like leaving the room.
I think Flora's actually grabbing like the heavy science books, like the really thick, large ones, and then backing out of the room. But if something is coming, she will drop it.
Okay.
Or hit it with it.
Sure.
So with all of the like scientific things that are around, like when you're in like 8th grade science class, like the little like they almost look like cake pans where you do the dissection stuff in, like
petri dishes.
Are there? Okay, I didn't know. Okay, I don't know.
That's where you do like the cultures and stuff like that.
So she's gonna grab one and look for the mouse. Can she see the rat?
Roll me your die.
Can I like do a scan?
Give me a die roll.
35.
You see the rat in the cage with the snakes.
Okay. She's gonna position. She's gonna like. So she's sitting on the chair, right? And so she's gonna like Flora's lava style, like scoot herself with the chair towards the cage and wait for the rat to come out, and then she's going to like pin it down under the petri dish, because like we said, like she's used to having to deal with this kind of stuff in the restaurant and stuff, and so she's gonna try and catch it. So she's just gonna kind of like position herself.
So you're sitting there around this cage, and what you see is this little white rat, and it's running in and amongst, there's a couple of these larger snakes in there, and you see the rat bite one of the tails of the snakes. You see the snake react very quickly. If you've ever seen a snake, bite at something, it's lightning fast. And it does. It hits this rat, and you see it start to swallow it.
Well, then, instead of her genius plan, she's like sitting there waiting for it to come out, and then she sees the snake start eating the rat, and she's like, Professor, I found the rat, but we're losing the rat.
Then you see snakes start to snap at you, hitting the glass, mouth open. You know, that venom starting to sort of like slime down the side of the glass as they're trying to just like one by one, just like snap out at you.
So yeah, she's gonna take a step back and see all these animals attacking, and she's gonna be like, Professor, I don't think you need any more snow. I think that you have a whole room of.
And as you're stepping back, you're probably doing that thing where you're backing away. You see the glass start to like they hit and it starts to crack a little bit. It hits again. It starts to crack a little bit more.
She's leaving. She would like to run away.
So you're running away, Marcella. You were saying you were already trying to leave before.
Yeah.
Y'all, or Flora, are you leaving now too?
Yep.
Okay, so you three leave, and you see the professor sitting in the middle of this lab as you're leaving, just like this to all the animals. He's doing the Jurassic Park to all the animals as he's sitting there with his hands out, like these to the three raptors. Just like, calm down, everything will be okay, animals. Everything will be okay. We'll figure this out. And he's trying to talk to them. He's trying to.
It's already broken.
The glass, no, it's not broken yet. It's starting to.
Then Phoebe is going to try and run in, grab his arm, so she's starting to back up and is going to turn to run. When she sees that, she's going to grab him and yank him out of the room.
We gotta go, Professor.
Contested rolls as he's going to try and fight to stay in there. You rolled a 49. What was that? I couldn't hear you. I think it takes a second for your voice to pick up sometimes. 30.
The 30.
Okay, cool. So you go and he's got his arms out and he's trying to calm these things down, and he's talking to these animals, and the birds are now squawking and flapping, and they're just like all of the things are making noises. The monkey cages are almost shaking so hard that they're almost like a little bit off the table, like a third, as they're shaking forward as they're rattling. And you grab him and you just pull him out. And that is where
nature, dude. I'm just gonna pull.
I'm good. We're gonna take a quick little break there. I just need to just step away for a moment, and then we will continue on back with the other two and what has happened there. Okay, so thank you all for being here. I hope you're all enjoying. I will leave. I'm going to go mute. But do you want me to leave y'all talking so the people can hear you, or do you people want to walk away as well? No, we'll all go for a break. We'll all go for a break.
Can take a break
Okay.
too.
We'll be right back, everybody. All right, everybody, we are back. So we left off with Phoebe pulling Sploon out of the lab, and we are going to jump back up to Downs and Mariana. So you just pulled him out of the darkness.
Yeah.
And Connie's laying there with black ooze running out of her head.
Then I'm gonna look at like Connie and say like, fucking shit, man. Not Connie, you know, she gave me something for, you know, for my bed. So fucked up. And I'm gonna go up to my sergeant. Like, I think we were in the middle of a conversation, and I don't know if you're able to respond.
I honestly am probably pretty shaken up at the moment. Probably just sitting on the floor, just kind of focusing on breathing.
Sarge, do you wanna hunt to stand up, because you know we need to go check on the other people, you know, like, yeah, you know, I'm just trying to take you out of your own world right now.
Yeah, it's just kind of just mumbling. Okay, all right.
Then I give you a hand just to pull you up.
As you give me a hand, and I fully am standing up now, I would just look at you and go, is there something in your back?
Okay. Oh, yeah.
You got stabbed.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, you know, it was... Come on, it was Connie, you know, like... This is fucking annoying, man. I really like that. She was so sweet, and I'm just gonna pull it, like, no fucks given, and, like, throw it away.
It's not something that does, like, a bunch of damage to you or anything like that. You know what I mean? It's just, it is what it is. But as you know, Chaplin probably looks over to Connie as she says it was you. You see that she's, like, now starting to twitch on the ground.
We know we maybe should take Connie Remain to the doctor, because maybe this fucked up shit is gonna spread to the other people around the bay, you know? Maybe we need to take her.
Yeah, agreed. We should probably take her to the med bay.
Okay.
I suppose I would take the front, just like under the shoulders, pick up Connie.
Then I take the legs.
Okay, so sorry, Chaplin, you said you were by her head? Roll me or die?
Yes. Yeah, I'm just gonna bite my ass. I got a 9.
Pretty good.
Alrighty, you do not get any of the black ooze that is pouring out of her head on you as you grab her, which is probably good for you. So you grab her, and you know, the two of you go. You take her out of the office. The whispers, you know, they almost get louder because you're still hearing them at that door. They're probably getting louder as you're getting farther away, as they're trying to chase after you. And you get her down, and you're taking her down the stairs. You get her to the med bay, and you see when you get in there that there is a bunch of the, you know, the medical doctors there, and they looks like they're about to do surgery on Jesse.
How many people are in the room?
There's 3 doctors sitting around him. There's another couple nurses that are off to the side. looking at some, like monitors, like heart monitors and stuff like that. And there's a bunch of different empty beds. There's normally not too many people in here. The 3 doctors that work there are the 3 doctors that work in like on the base. They typically don't all work at the same time.
Is there empty space to lay?
Yeah, I think
down?
there's like 4 or 5 empty beds that are lined up. So
Fine,
there'd probably be
the
like 2 or 3
closest.
empty beds, and then Jesse's in like one of them in the middle, and then there's another couple beds on the side.
Okay, yeah. Whichever one is like closest to the door and away from wherever they're doing
Sure.
surgery. We'll
They haven't
lay her
started
down.
yet. It looks like they're just like putting.
They're just prepping.
Yeah, they're prepping right now. They're just, he's unconscious, but they've got that oxygen mask on his face, and they're getting, utensils all beside them. They all have masks on. They all have their white coats on. Their
So
scrubs.
can we see into the surgery room, or is it all on the same room?
They're
Because-
literally just doing
would
it
be
out in the
weird.
open there, which is weird.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you definitely feel it like you said exactly. It's weird. It's not normal.
I'm gonna look at my sergeant and say like, Sarge, I don't think this is standard procedure. They shouldn't be doing that in here. It's gonna get contaminated and everything. This is weird.
Steven would probably just kind of nod to her and then try and get the attention of one of the doctors or a nurse. Just anybody who's close by.
Sure. One of the nurses is probably closer, but if you can get you can try to get anybody's attention. But if you're just going to the closest person to you, it's one of the nurses by one of the monitors. What are you saying? Are you just like, excuse me, kind of thing?
Yeah, it would probably just be like a hey, like just into the room, see who responds, and then go from there.
Sure. And a couple, like, if you were to just yell hey, all the heads would turn towards you. The doctors probably wouldn't pay too much attention. One of the nurses would keep her eyes on you and just like, yes, we're in a bit of a hurry here. Time is of the essence.
I've got a medical emergency. Connie is apparently passed out. She's pushed back. Some sort of head injury.
And they hadn't
later here.
And they hadn't paid attention to you walking in because of what they were doing. The nurse that was there, that turned to talk to you. Oh, Connie, and she'll run over and she'll look at the gash on her head. She turns her head to the side. You definitely see a bunch of the black ooze reach onto this woman's hand as she turns her head and looks at the wound. How did this happen?
She fell.
Corporal.
She fell. Yeah. And the nurse will turn. Dr. Davids, we need help over here, please. I'd hate to pull you away. And he will come over and start to examine over at Connie. The other 2 doctors that were over by Jesse, they start to cut into Jesse's chest.
So because I've been injured and I know medical procedures very well.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, this is it. This like it just like in a medical emergency because this what? And I'm just doing like a very subtle comment, not really like super hard because probably not in my rank to do that, but.
Mm-hmm. So you would say something, and the one nurse that was left at the other monitors watching what was going on Jesse's vitals, she'll turn to you and say, time is of the essence. There's something inside him.
Inside of him?
What? What do you
Define
mean
inside
inside him?
I don't know. We saw it under his skin.
Okay, I'm really confused.
I at that point I would just let them.
Yeah,
do whatever
at
they're
that
doing,
point I would
'cause-
just back up because
Yeah. And so one of the doctors and one of the nurses are sitting there. The doctors now has a bunch of like sterile pads, and he's trying to clean away the wound on Connie. And the other two are sitting there, and on his chest they're like cutting open like down the right side of his chest, like right down on top of his ribs and down all the way to his like through his stomach down to like his hips kind of area. And they literally just rip it open.
did I see they like use
Clamps
I don't
and
know,
stuff like
okay,
that.
okay.
Yeah, I know. This is supposed to be very weird. This is supposed to be very out there.
it is weird.
Yep.
Yeah,
It is weird.
That's a bit of an incision.
Yeah,
Just a little.
just a little.
So did I see that they kind of sedated him? You know,
Well, you didn't see him giving pain meds or anything like that, but you saw him with like the breathing mask on him.
so is there any reaction? Is the body twitching in any way or something?
The body is not moving at all. But what you're seeing, so you had seen this body before, okay? The body before was half burnt. Now when you see it with his chest off, with his shirt off, you see that the burn is slowly moving across his body.
Like spreading or
Spreading.
just moving.
Spreading.
So it's just spreading. Okay.
So you all said that you're just standing there watching this. So you see these doctors, they tear open his inside. And I'm using aggressive words. They're doing it like in a medical way to try to not injure him. Part of my air quotes. And what you see is you see some forceps go reaching into it and pulling out. You see this large, if you can imagine like a tapeworm kind of thing, but much, much larger. You see that it's coming from what you can, if you were to get close enough, let's give like a top-down aerial view for the viewers that are watching as the camera calls over. It's like wrapped around its ribs. They're like pulling it off of his ribs. It's like you know like a snake going up a tree kind of thing. It's wrapped in and amongst its ribs. It's in and amongst its body. It is this bright red in color, and as it pulls out of his body, the entire temperature of the room goes up.
Steve would probably instinctually have a hand on his knife.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at the Sarge, I think we probably need, this is going to quarantine. Like, what the fuck is happening here?
You two are fully watching this. This has been going, it probably took them about 10 minutes to get this off. I'm assuming you're fully engulfed just watching what's happening over there.
Mm-hmm.
Not realizing that behind you, the doctor and the nurse, their eyes start to turn into that dark snow as that black ooze starts to seep into their skin, into their body. And we're going to jump over to the other side, to the girls.
We're fucked.
So you've just pulled Sploon out of the lab. What is your plan? Where are you trying to go? The sounds are getting louder. That monkey cage is rattling more and more. It's almost falling off the table that it's on at this point. If you were to look into the window through the door, the glass on the snake cage is almost broken through. Where are you trying to go?
Yeah. Phoebe pulls him out, and I'm assuming everybody's already out the door at that point.
Yeah, you're all out of the door.
She like slams the door, and then she turns to I guess, the professor, and is like, "What
Frey, you're
is there
typing.
some way to like lock this area down, because they are definitely going to get out of those cages."
And you'll see him. He kind of turns to you, like he looks at you. I don't know if I can't lock them. What if one of them's like? We need to know. We need to know what's going to happen if we lock them in. What if they get out? What if the back doors? We can only lock one side. If we do it from here, I'll. And you see that he's like panicking. He's like looking. There's definitely like this big, large metal doors that come down, like security doors that have been set up in these areas for a situation that could happen and stuff like that. But he can only close one side from where he is.
So there.
How do we
wait.
get to the back door? Like, does the back door lead to outside?
Back door leads to outside.
Okay.
So, this is Phoebe talking. Could we close this door and then go outside and go around and close the other door?
Oh yeah, I could just, you know what? I did this, but what if I just lock myself in with them? You save yourself. I'm just, and you see that he tries to run to get to the back door from where he is. Do you try to stop him again?
Phoebe-
Contested rolls again?
Phoebe's gonna try and stop him. I think she's. So he's sprinting away from them.
He would say that. You would see him like look at the back, look at you, like I'm gonna try to run.
Okay.
So you can try and get a contested again here. To anybody that wants to try to grab at him. I'm assuming you all see this on him. He's trying to run.
Yeah, no. I'm yelling at the same time while I'm rushing him. Professor, we need you. We cannot lose you. Please. For the love of God.
Can we see other people like in the hallway, or is it like empty?
So down towards the end of the hallway it's empty. Up towards where it would lead to the front reception, probably about maybe 15-20 feet down the hall, going around some of the corners and stuff like that, you would see some of the some other grunts and stuff like that.
Okay, I think Flora already was running towards the people before this happened, so she
Sure.
is hearing this commotion behind her,
Okay.
and she's yelling like, "Help! Help!"
Okay. So you're yelling help, help, and if that's the case, then a couple of these people would come running towards you. What seems to be the problem?
And I will try to lead them to the lab, but I think when she's there, this already happened, so...
Yeah, so you get there as they're arguing, probably
Okay.
right as he's trying to turn to run kind of thing, you would get there. Let me roll for these guys. That guy rolled a 3. Wow. And that guy rolled a 48. So they run towards the situation. They see the bunch of civilians. They see the Professor Sploon there, and they run up and they turn to him. Professor, what's happening? And you're still, these sounds, these monkey sounds are getting louder and louder, and all these noises. You probably hear glass smash at this point. And
I think she would cut in front of the professor, and she would just say, like, there is an outbreak in there, and we need to lock it down because, like, something is in those animals that really doesn't need to get into us.
And as you say that, you see that they pull their rifles off their side, and they start rushing towards the door.
Or that.
What's that?
I said, or that.
Or that. Well, they very, very loud commotions. You say there's something going on. There's been a lot of shit happening today. So yeah. So they go and run. As they do that, Professor is still going to try to run towards the back.
So yeah, can I do that roll to stop him?
It's going to be a little bit harder now because your back was to him as you stepped in front of him, right? So let's roll. to see.
I got a 92.
You got a
I got a
92.
73.
You got a 73. Okay. Roll me one more because yours is going to be at disadvantage because your back was turned. So you might even be worse than the 73.
33.
33. Okay, so we're going with the 73 for you, and he rolled a 35. So they go running off towards the door. He goes running towards the back. As the two grunts go to open the door, one of them opens it, the other one's standing behind with his gun trained on it. As he does, one of the snakes jumps up and bites at the leg of one of these guys, and the other one just starts firing. Sploon runs past, and he gets behind where everything is, and you see him just hit the door, hit the thing. He stays on the inside of it, so the door to the outside is now blocked off. He then tries to, you'll see him then start come towards the front, and he's yelling at you to just hit the door and run.
I will do that.
Yeah.
Like, no hesitation.
So Flora hits this door. This metal door starts to slam down. You three are on the outside. Sploon's in there with these two guards. The monkey cage falls off the table and breaks open, and you just hear just gunfire going off. And you see the monkeys come out. You see one of them jump on top of one of these guys. Bullets hit him, the monkey in the shoulder and the chest as it jumps off. Black ooze now falling out of it, and it just like starts to gnaw on the side of this guy's head, pounding its monkey fists on his back as he's holding on with his bottom legs. The other guy now has several snakes just like sticking onto him, biting onto him, and the birds are just flying around in this now contained room, squawking madly. Everybody roll me. Everybody roll me. It's contained on both sides. Those metal doors are down, but everybody roll me your die here really quick.
10.
10.
Yes.
87.
39.
Okay. Oh my god, I rolled a 10 as well. So Flora, you make it, you break it. What you'll see in you're probably watching all of this very intently, is out the backside door, you see the mouse squeezing under the bottom of the door. Or the rat squeezing under the bottom of the door. Or a rat. Because that one was eaten, but you see a rat squeezing through the door.
Guys, one of them escaped, and she still holds the book. I think she wants to run over there to kill it.
So
She will not be fast enough, probably, but she...
So you want to run outside of the building, around the building to the back side of the door and try to get to it? Does anybody else...
see it, or...
Is anybody else going with her?
No, I think Marcella needs a sanity check, too.
Okay, give me your sanity check. I'm assuming you all probably need at least one from this.
Yeah.
Dear
Okay.
Lord.
Phoebe's gonna chase after her, yeah.
38.
So 38, so you're only losing one there, Joy.
17.
17, you're only losing one.
92.
92, so roll me a d6 for you, Emma.
4.
4. Okay, so you're losing 4 sanity, but don't gain a quirk.
Yep.
So you're the only one that's going to do this. Okay.
I'm following after her.
You're following after her. Okay, good. So you go and you get outside the door. I'm going to say you're probably a couple seconds behind her. You open the door, Flora, and unfortunately, as you open this door, just like that one upstairs, you open it into a black hole that sucks you in.
Does it suck me in because I'm
You
right behind her?
don't. You see a door open and close, and you see her exit into this door. You're behind her. You go and open this door, and you see the outside.
But she's just gone?
She's gone.
So I'm gonna look around to see if she ran a certain direction towards where we thought the rat is. Do I see the rat at least?
If you're gonna run, so that's gonna running around that building is gonna take about 10 minutes.
Wait, how did we see that the rat was escaping if it was escaping outside?
So you didn't see it escaping the building. You saw it escaping out from the metal door that had closed down this enclosed area. It was squeezing its body. You know how rats can compress their lungs? It's squeezing its body down underneath that, the very tiny crack that's under that metal door that is slammed down shut. So you didn't see it leaving the building. You saw it leaving that enclosed area.
Okay.
It was leading toward, like, that area leads towards where the back door is. So, here, let me draw a little diagram. Where's my pen? Pen. Where is the pen? I usually have it. There we go. Okay, so this is the door. This is the barrier. So, door. Here, wall, you. So it's a very, very rudimentary thing. So there's a door, there's a wall, there's the wall, here's the other door where the lab is, and this is you. So there's like there's some space here between where the door is and where that wall came down. Does that make sense?
Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
So she saw the rat leaving that area.
Okay. So, I mean, yeah, so she doesn't, like, there's no way for her to understand what just happened. So, I mean, I guess she would just be looking around thinking that she had made a sharp turn or something like that, heading still in the direction where she had said she saw that. And I guess, I mean, like, her only kind of thing that she can do is just look around to see if she sees anything that doesn't look natural.
Sure. So you're looking around, and what you see is, actually, don't give me a roll to see how well you would see this here. Gotta keep those rolls going.
94.
94. So you see, it's that snowy outside, right? You see, what kind of shoes do you think Flora is wearing?
Flora is wearing?
Yeah.
What kind of shoes?
Shoes.
Yeah, I think she has like the sneakers.
Sneakers?
Yeah.
Okay. And you probably wear these same shoes every day to work. You're probably
Yep.
used to seeing her wear these shoes. You see a black footprint, one black footprint that walks out, that's leading out of that door, and then it just disappears. So that's what you see. Yeah, I know. Your character would probably be just as shocked as you are right now.
It's like, as a player, I don't know what to do.
That's fine. So here, why don't we jump back over to or sorry, what's Marcella doing in this, and then we'll jump back over to that side and give you a moment to think about how your Phoebe would react.
She's on the ground, like against the building, covering her ears, just while all that is happening.
All the
inside.
sounds, like the monkeys, the gunshots, and everything like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, no. Before we jump over to the other two, we're gonna stick with Flora here for a moment. So Flora, you walk into this. You're sucked into this darkness. And it's that same putrid smell, that rotting flesh. And you walk out into it, but you walk out to another side where it's not dark. And you see very, not too far off in the distance, the tower from your tarot card. It looks identical to it.
She understands what she's seeing, but she's also freaking out because she has no idea where she went to. So can she see, or is it still dark where she is?
No, it's almost like you're in the card. So I think the card you showed, it had some like trees and stuff around it. It's almost like if that's the card you showed, right? I'm trying to remember exactly what it was to me.
Yes.
Yeah. So that is literally the scene that you have walked into. You have walked into your tarot card.
she will probably walk towards the tower, and if she sees like objects coming near, she wants to touch it to make sure like this is real. She thinks she's in the dream probably, so she's trying to touch things to see if she's really here and if she feels something or if it's all just fake.
Sure. So you touch it and it feels real. Give me a quick roll here. Let's see one thing. Let's see if you see this.
42.
42. Okay. So you go up to this tower, you're looking around. You look up, probably look up to the top of it. And as you look up to the top of this tower, it's probably about 40 feet tall. It's not like massive or anything like that. You see yourself looking down at you from the top of the tower.
Okay. The tower court also always has people falling out of a window and it's on fire. Is
Okay.
that also like standing still in time and that's happening?
No,
Like
it's not on
painting,
fire,
or-
and there aren't people falling out of the window. It's just the shell of
Just
the
the tower.
tower. Yeah. But you see yourself looking down at you.
She will probably like wave to see if there's a response.
And
But she's scared.
and as your hand goes up, the other hand comes up in unison. You go to the side, it goes to the side. It's mimicking you without missing a beat. It's almost like looking in a mirror.
She will probably yell, "Hey!" Like, "Hey!"
And its mouth opens at the same time, and the voice echoes down to you.
Okay, this shit is weird. She will probably turn around to see if she can see anything else, like if she can see other tarot cards, or is it just all void behind her?
So you turn around, and you just look like you're looking into a dank forest.
Okay. I'm trying to decide if she wants to climb the tower or stay away from the tower.
Sure, no problem. Let's jump over to the doctor scene to give you a moment to think about that, okay? So Mariana, Toad, behind you on the other shoulder, you now get stabbed with a scalpel.
Scalpel.
And the other one, as the nurse that was there comes and like jumps on your back.
Do I feel or see or hear something moving towards me? Because we are
No, I know you.
completely-
I know you are. That's why I asked how engrossed you were with everything else. You said you were completely engrossed with everything else.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for 10 minutes you were sitting there just kind of watching this happen. You unfortunately don't hear it. Like, you weren't sitting that far away from her, you know what I mean? And there had been movement behind you the entire time. So you probably didn't think too much of it, other than, they were still just working away at Connie. Again, it's
Okay.
not one of these things that does a ton of damage to you or anything like that.
Mhm.
This is more just setting a scene kind of thing for you. The harder roles will come in an episode or two.
Okay.
So this thing, so this nurse, she jumps, on top of you, almost like a monkey would have, kind of thing. One stab down on you, and then she's just kind of like holding onto your shoulders. Her feet are kind of like up on your back. How do you react? In Downs, you would definitely see that.
Ah, son of a... And then I turn around immediately to see what the fuck is happening.
And you see, as you turn around, the same dark snow in her eyes as you saw in Flo.
Here we go back again. And then I'm gonna like do the clap.
You're gonna clap on her head.
Lethal clap.
All right, roll me your die. And what is Downs doing as Ezekiel? What's
My
Chaplin
reaction,
doing?
I was going to help her, but if she's clapping, I'm probably just
I kind of expect you said your hand was on your thing. I was half expecting you just turn and shoot.
Oh, I had it on my
Yeah,
knife.
and
Oh, on your knife. On your knife.
Yeah.
Give me the roll there.
I mean, we can go contest that if you're faster than me. $61.
61. All right. So she rolled a 68.
Yeah.
So yeah. So how do you,
Got you.
what happens here? You can take her out however you want. Tell me. Make
Okay,
me see
so
it. My eyes are closed.
I get the scalpel. Is it on the same place I got?
No, it's on the other side now. So it's now happened on both your shoulders.
Great. Very good. I'm just a spotter. So because in this is on this shoulder now, I'm gonna like, what the fuck is happening? And then when I see the black ooze and all the shit, I'm gonna go like, Sarge, behind us! And I'm gonna go like with all my might because I have a good idea what might happen.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you do this thing, and
I say, Sergeant, contact behind us. that is the addition.
and you clap your hands on her head. Roll me one more die here.
I want Calabaza Pumpkin Splash Black. That's what I'm rooting for.
The splashback?
32.
87. So
Yeah.
you clap that head, expecting that that snow to come shooting out of her like confetti, like it did at Flo, and it does. There's something about whatever happens to this thing, and the bones get so brittle that you clap on her head, and you hear that crunch and that crack, and her brain is almost ooze at this point as it just smashes, and all of that black snow comes shooting out of her face. It comes out of her eyeballs, it comes out of her mouth as everything crushes down, and you expect it coming, and you dive yourself out of the way. Sonic, you see the doctor start coming towards her. The other two are just sitting there, just fully focused on what they're doing. The other nurse is just like, what the like she's sitting here just shocked, like has no idea what the fuck to do.
So it's the other black-eyed doctor, right?
Yeah, it's the doctor that was over at Connie, the one that was behind her.
I'm just trying to theater the mind where.
So here, let me draw you another little map here. I don't mind drawing little things. So
I was just making sure I was in front of her. I've turned around. She's turned around, smashed the head, and now he's coming towards her front.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
the other doctors are in the back of the room, and we are here. And then the other docs were working behind us. Yeah.
Okay, so we got Jesse in the middle here, right? Down here is where you guys put down Connie. So what happened was probably like around here somewhere. The other doctors are here. So I'm assuming that you were somewhere here, and then Toad was like right here-ish kind of thing. Does that make sense at all?
And the other doctors are behind us.
Yeah. So the doctor that's attacking him is coming from this side of the bed. She's coming here towards where Marianne is. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. So Mariana's on my left then. So what I would do as soon as I heard, contact, snap in, like complete focus. If I saw her just clap her head, then I'm going to try and basically roundhouse kick the doctor.
Okay.
I would take a couple steps forward and then kick him as hard as I can inside of the head.
Okay, give me a roll. I'm rolling so bad today.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay.
My rolls are representative of my mind state.
I got a 67.
You got a 67. So you Jean-Claude Van Damme, like fucking spinning roundhouse kick this guy, and his head crushes in. It's like you dent his head, kind of thing, as the brittle bones have started to take over. And that same thing, he falls down. He hits his head against the side of one of the beds, the bed that Connie's in. You see his neck snap to the side as he falls to the ground. Then it's like snaps back, crushing the other side of his head against the ground. The one nurse
So
that was
his head
left,
hasn't exploded like the other, right?
it because it didn't get crushed in. It's now slowly oozing out like onto the ground. If that makes sense. So you crushed the one side, the neck then broke, it then hit the ground, and it's more like what was happening with Connie, where it's now like oozing out. The other nurse that was like in the middle, like not knowing what the fuck to do, like she screams, a blood curdling screams, and goes running out of the room, just yelling and screaming for help. The other two doctors are pulling out this thing. As it gets out of his body, this is as you're kicking him, they start to, I said that the temperature of the room start to get really hot. They pull this out, and you see that their bodies are starting to get that red hot, like sunburn, as they've gotten this thing fully out. It's this like 8 foot long, probably about like that thick, almost like snake-like creature that was inside his body that's emanating heat so much that it's starting to burn the outside of their skin.
No.
Is it moving?
Like
It's
moving around
like
at all?
they've got it, like they had it in like a tongs. It's like wriggling. It's definitely not dead.
Okay.
After by the
I'm
time you
assuming
do
we're
the
noticing this going on.
so
like, as soon
as you do the
does
kick and
this
stuff like
turning
that,
around.
you're probably doing your spin, you're doing the turnaround. You probably see that the thing is all the way out now. It's like it's there in the thing, and the guy's like he's trying to hold on really tight, but his body's getting so fucking hot and burnt. By the time that you've recovered yourself from the kick, probably got Mariana up in by your side. These two doctors start to scream in agony and pain as their bodies are burning and starting to smoke. You're feeling the temperature starting to get hotter and hotter towards you, and you see the thing drops as they start to scream, and it almost starts to singe the ground.
So they've dropped it now?
It dropped it, and it's laying on the ground, almost like falling through the floor as it's trying to wriggle. In Alien, when the acid hits the ground and it burns its way through,
Mhm. And
it's
it
like
burns
that.
through.
Yeah, but it's like the red hot on the outside of the body as it burns down, on the outside of the ground or the cement as it burns down into it. It's like molten lava, kind of.
I want to shoot it, but I know it's not a good idea. So I would probably run towards it and pull a knife and try and get what I can guess is its head region. Try and cut its head off.
Okay, so you're running towards it. What's Mariana doing in this heat?
I'm not getting close with the fire.
Yep.
Not a fucking mile. So what I'm gonna do is like, Sarge, I got your 6. I cannot go near to the fire, and I'm gonna pull on my sidearm and then aim towards the head as well. So I don't know which one of us is probably.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna shoot faster than he reaching out.
Okay, roll me a shot.
Please don't shoot me.
Roll me your die.
If things go well, I'm not gonna shoot you. 35.
35.
That wasn't so bad.
So you shoot and you hit this thing. As the bullet hits onto it, it's almost like it turns to liquid metal with the heat of it, and the liquid metal hits the ground. Your knife, you feel this intense heat as you run up to it. You swing your knife of it, and the same kind of thing. It's almost like it melts your knife as it slits down, and your knife is now cut in half, melted in half.
Is it taking heat or something
Oh yeah,
damage?
he like I said, like that intense heat starts to hit you. I'm assuming you're not staying closer to it long enough for that heat to
No.
get too
once,
bad.
Once the knife is melted, I'm
So
definitely.
so the
falling
knife's
from
melted
that.
and this thing is starting like it's like the moment it hit the ground, it was trying to wriggle up, you know what I mean? But it's way like it's too hot. It's sinking through the ground. You
What floor
shoot
are we
it.
on?
You're on the main floor.
Okay.
So
I think I need to roll for
yeah.
some
Yep.
fire damage, psychic
Yeah.
stuff.
And yeah, so you swing your knife. As you do, you know it burns it in half, and this thing it stops wiggling as it's just getting farther down. Like the back side of it's probably like 1.5 feet down, where the top side of it was trying to get up. It is now just kind of letting itself burn down into the ground. What did you roll for your
What's-
sanity?
35.
35. So you're just losing 1.
I'm down
What
to
sort of
91.
building are we looking at? Like, is there a basement? Is there?
There is no
is it just
basement.
concrete? I
It's just
assumed that It
concrete.
would just be a concrete floor.
Just a concrete floor.
And so that thing is eating through the concrete.
It's not eating through it. It's burning through it.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. And just burning
Um,
farther down into the ground.
I would like to look through the room, like look around the room for a fire extinguisher.
Sure, there is definitely a fire extinguisher there. There's several of them.
Do I need to roll or anything, or can
Nope.
I just?
Yep,
Go get one.
you run away, you run back towards that intense heat again. You do this fire extinguisher at it, and it almost feels like the mist that hits it turns like into moisture in the air with the heat hitting it. It's too hot for anything. It just burns farther into the ground, getting farther. It's probably about 10 feet down in the ground by the time the smoke or the mist and everything clears from the fire extinguisher. The heat is definitely starting to leave the room as it's getting farther and farther down. And Jesse is left sitting there with his burnt body. You now understand why it burnt on the outside the way it did, Freya, 'cause it was burning from the
Yeah.
inside out.
yeah.
And
no, I
his
get
body
it.
is just left there, cut open. Chef's cavity cut open. Let's jump back over to the other people. Let's go back to Lily here, to Marcella and to Phoebe. So what has Phoebe decided to do?
So I think that, like, so she's gone outside chasing after Flora, but when she gets out there and Flora,
Yeah,
isn't
I kind
there?
of assume. So I don't know if this makes it a little bit easier because I know that you've thought about it too. Maybe I don't know if this makes it easier. Like you were far enough away that you would have been like the door would have closed and then you would have opened it. You would have assumed that she was going to be standing right there. There's that one footprint and then just gone. I don't know if that changes anything for you, but does that make more sense?
Yeah, and so I think that she would have ran out and like turned, expecting like, okay, maybe she like, you know,
Mhm.
ran to the side or something like that, and she is out there. And I think up until this point, there's been so much chaos and like things to do, and so she's, you know, forgotten for a moment like the craziness that was like an hour ago or something like that. But now she's outside
Mhm.
again, where like outside was like really dangerous at first, and she's also by herself now. And so I think that she is starting to feel that like pit in her stomach that she did when they were on the road, and you know, she was having that panic attack. And so she's gonna like quickly turn around and go right back inside to go and try
Sure.
to find Marcella or to find help.
Yeah, so you come back inside and you see Marcella down on the ground, you know, covering her ears from the gunshots and the sounds coming through. As you get towards her, the gunshots start to lessen. The monkey noises, the screeching sounds start to get quieter and quieter. And, you know, the madness that was happening there has kind of subsided. You would probably assume that either everything's dead or, I know I'll let you assume whatever you want. But yeah, so you get to Marcella as the sounds are kind of stopping little bits here and there.
The sounds are dying down. I'm looking up and looking around, and I'm noticing that Phoebe's coming up on me.
And you also see, behind reception, the woman, the receptionist there, she's on the phone, like just frantically calling. Everybody right now is starting to scramble. People are sitting there now, starting to run up to where the doors are closed off, looking in to see what's happening, pointing to the dead soldiers that are on the ground now, the dead Marines on the ground. And, it's starting to go into panic around you all.
Phoebe's going to run up to Marcella and she's going to be like, I don't, Flora, she disappeared. I don't know. She was running outside, but then when I got outside, she wasn't there, and I don't know where she went, and I don't know what's going on, and I don't know how to help her, and I don't know what to do, and everybody is dying, and I don't know. And she's like slowly kind of making less and less sense as she's continuing to say words.
What do you mean she just disappeared, like in thin air?
I don't know. Kind of, yeah. I mean, we were running outside and I opened the door and she just wasn't there, and she should have been there. And I looked around and she wasn't anywhere. And I don't.
Where did this happen?
Right outside where we were running off to in the hallway.
We have to go check this out. Can you take me back there?
So you if you're leading her there, she takes you. You take her to the front door. You open the door probably, and you see that one black footprint leading out. The snow is still falling. This white snow is now still falling, and there's no other footprints left around. The snow's fallen enough that it started to cover what was going on outside, but this one black footprint is just left there.
And I think that Phoebe would have just noticed that too. I don't think that would have been something.
Yeah, something she noticed the first time. Sure.
What the fuck is that, Phoebe?
What is up with this black goo and snow, and what is happening? What kind of horror movie did we fall into?
Marcella, she's starting to get really annoyed with today. She's being real honest. She's like, liquid courage is no longer doing it for her. She's done. She's gonna look at Phoebe and say, Phoebe, this black snow, this is some bad fucking shit. We can't get near it. We can't touch it. Don't touch anything that's fucking black. I have no idea how to find Flora. I don't know what the hell to do.
Neither. I think that at the sound of that, again, this whole time as she's been kind of struggling to keep going, she's really been kind of relying on people to just tell her what to do,
sure,
sort of thing. And so being stuck in this position, there's no one to really tell her what to do, and so she's she's just starting to feel very hopeless.
Sure.
And so I think that she needs to roll for insanity, because
okay,
she, with everything that they've seen, anytime there's any experience with the black
snow
stuff,
yep,
there is death. And
yeah,
so
for
I
sure,
think that in the back of her mind, she's really starting to think that Flora
yeah,
might not be with them anymore.
I feel like Marcella's the kind of person right now that probably went down to got close to it to check it out. If anybody had gotten a little bit close to it, you would have smelt that putrid black death on it.
Okay.
I rolled a 53.
Wow.
You rolled a 53, so that is under, right? Yeah, so you're only losing one. Okay, so let's keep you two in this spot for a moment, because this all kind of comes part and parcel. Let's jump back over to Flora here for a second. So Flora, you said that you were deciding if you were climbing up this tower or what you were going to do here. What do you think Flora's decided to do?
I think she took a couple of deep breaths and remembered what the actual meaning of the Tower card is,
Okay.
which is chaos, but also awakening and revelation.
Hmm.
So now I think she decided that what's on top of this tower might be the answer to everything.
Hmm.
So she will climb this tower.
So you pull your head back as you do. You're like down from that. The body that's above that was looking down at you, it does the same thing. For the viewers to see what is going on as she walks in through the door. The body upstairs walks in through a door, and they're kind of going this circular staircase. And in the middle of this tower, as you get to it, you get into this tower, and it's literally just a hollow staircase leading up to the top of it. There is nothing else inside of this at all. And you meet your other self in the middle of this tower, as you've both been walking at the exact same speed.
I will probably stick my hand out and try to reach and see if the other me does the same thing.
It does. Roll me a die.
A 5.
5. So you reach out to it. It reaches out to you. And it's one of these things where as your hands touch, they kind of start to melt together for a moment. And you being an empath, what do you think that makes your character feel right now? What is inside of her? And by her, I mean
think,
you.
I think she's a big ball of anxiety. She wants to have stuff under control, and everything is not in control anymore. She's scared. But I think knowing that her friends / co-workers are there gives her like this something to hold on to, something to protect.
And you walk, in your hand, it becomes amplified. It's like as you become one with this other person, everything is doubled inside of you. Your anxiety is amplified. Your need to want to find your friends is amplified. Your need to get out of this tower is amplified. And your hands mold together to the point where they're like holding each other. And it starts to pull you up the stairs to the top of the tower. It pulls you up almost like you're conjoined twins, like walking hand in hand, side by side, leading up to the top of this tower. Are you fighting this at all, or are you just letting this happen?
No.
You get up to the top, and it leads you to the edge, and you look down over the tower, and you see what looks like the outside of the military base. And you see Phoebe and Marcella looking down at this black footprint on the ground. The forest in the distance is now gone. Are you still not fighting anything?
No. I will probably look towards my mirror image.
Mm-hmm. And it looks towards you in the same motion.
I thank it, like, for her to show me this. And ask her, hey, what do I need to do to get back?
And as you say that, it takes one foot being melded with you. Yours follows along because you said you're not fighting this. One foot goes up on the ledge. Your foot goes up on the ledge. Its other foot goes up on the ledge. Your other foot goes up on the ledge. You feel the anxiety of it all hitting you harder and harder as you look down from this height. And the one body that's molded to you just falls forward, bringing you down. And you land, falling about 30, 40 feet on top of Joy and Marcella. On top of Marcella and Phoebe, crashing them to the ground.
Ow.
Like, physically?
Physically. Like, she physically falls on top of you. The tower disappearing. Like, so you're falling down as, so what you would see for you, Phoebe, is as you're falling, the tower is just disappearing as you go. The tower's here, it's disappearing beside you as you go down, and you're just back into the normal area. You're gonna have to give me a sanity check for that.
Yeah.
I think you probably too would also need some kind of random sanity check as a body falls on top of you seemingly out of nowhere.
99.
99. Okay, so roll me a d6.
89.
89. Roll me a d6.
A 5.
3.
A 5. Okay, so you're losing 5. Joy, you're losing 1.
6.
6. So you're losing 6. So you two are going to gain a quirk of your choice here. Again, I trust you as players. You don't have to add something right now. You can think about what it is, add it to your character sheet, and send it back over to me, okay? But you're going to, however you want to play that off in your character, you've had a major sanity loss.
For Phoebe, like right before this, she had to, I had to do a check because she is feeling like, oh my God, like another person is gone. Like Keith left and it was different, but to her, it still feels like Keith left. And then Flo went crazy and now these soldiers are gone and she doesn't know like what happened with them. And like Flora left and like all of these people are leaving and like bad things are happening to all of these people. And so she's already like in a bad spot, and then she gets like smashed with Flora, and I think that like there's something inside of her. I don't even know if she realizes it yet, but she's just decided like if someone leaves, they will die. Like no one can leave.
Okay, sorry, Joy. I thought I heard you say 3, but you said 63. You've got to roll me a d6 as well.
I was like typing it. Oh, was I muted?
Yeah, or it just took your mic a second to kick in. No, you weren't. I don't think.
Sorry.
Oh, a 6. Okay, so all of you are getting a quirk from this.
Nice.
Excellent.
Good job, us.
This is the fun of the game, right? This is where the roleplay gets to come in more and more.
So she's really disoriented, but she's gonna get up. I'm assuming like she didn't like injure us while landing. Like she just
it's one of these things where like for you guys, it felt like maybe she felt like 5 feet or something like that. Like it wasn't she didn't fall like 40 feet on top of you like it did for her. For you, Phoebe, it definitely or Flora, it definitely felt like you fell all that distance, and this probably should have injured you more, but it didn't.
And she will also probably search around for her mirror self, like mumbling.
It is gone, but your hand still feels that same tingle that it did as it originally had melded with you that first time you touched your hand to it.
Okay.
So yeah, Phoebe's gonna like try and sit up and like figure out, first of all, like what the heck just happened. She's gonna see Flora and like look up. For our perspective, since we didn't see any tower, like do we even see anywhere that she could have fallen from?
No. Unless she jumped from the back of like the top of the building that is like 3 stories high. Gotcha. That she would have she wouldn't have survived that, even landing on you. Yeah. So no, there's nowhere she could have fallen from.
And so she's gonna turn her and be like, "What the hell? Where were you? Where did you come from? What happened?"
I jumped from a tower, and it was like one of my tarot cards. It was insane, and I met myself halfway through the staircase. It was so weird. And then I saw you guys, and now I'm here again. I don't understand what is happening.
I think we need to take her to a hospital. I think that she hit her head.
I don't think there's any such thing as a hospital right now.
She's gonna like look annoyed over to you. She's like, "We have to find her some help. She obviously like has some head damage or something."
You would know that there is a med bay in here.
Yeah. I would. Marcella is just assuming that the chaos inside, like with the monkeys and stuff, was not contained. That's just what she's guessing.
But do you think that we would still have our bags on us? Because like we had them going into the room, and then the professor called us.
It's up to you. I mean, if you said you wouldn't, you would have left it on the chair, kind of thing. You just took the bottle with you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And again, like if you think your character took it, you think I'm very freeform when it comes to games, as I'm sure you can
Okay.
see.
No, I think she's kind of using it as like a security blanket sort of thing. Like
Sure.
She's like wearing it frontward so she can hold on to it, kind of thing. So she's gonna have Flora kind of lean back up against the wall and like pull stuff out of her bag and start trying to like, like treat her herself, sort of thing. Even though, like, how does one treat someone who fell off a building?
Do you grab some like snow as like a cold compress and like start like dabbing it on her head?
She will not touch the snow.
It's
She's
white
not gonna
snow.
touch the snow.
Not even the white snow.
She's still not gonna touch it.
What
yeah.
about the yellow snow? Don't touch the yellow snow.
No colors of snow will she
Don't
touch.
touch yellow snow.
I think Flora is like letting this happen, but also she probably pocketed her tarot cards in the inside of her jacket, and she probably never took it off. So she will look through her deck to see if the tower card disappeared or if anything happened.
You
to
opened it up,
or...
and every card is the tower card.
Oh my god! I will show them. Like, are you seeing this?
Marcella's gonna give Flora a hug and then just kind of like brush it off and be like, anyway, it's good to see you, Flora. And holy shit, that's super weird.
She will get mad at you. Like, just look at it. Are they the same card? Are they?
They're all the same.
Yeah, they are. Phoebe's really frustrated because, like, she doesn't, like, believe in really any kind of supernatural stuff, but she's like being very aggressively like forced to see these sorts of things, and like she can't really, like, she knows that that's unnatural and that like all the cards wouldn't be the same, and like so she knows that there's something off, and she can't explain it.
She probably does this thing where she's like flicking through the cards, like, are they all the same? And it's got her at the top of them, and as it flicks, it's one of those pictures, and it waves to her as it goes.
Flora.
Like, we can see that.
Everybody can see it.
Flora, how did you get back?
The cards. Something's up with the cards.
Okay.
I need to protect the cards.
Phoebe?
If I lose the tower, do I die?
Phoebe grabs the card. I don't even know how to handle that. Phoebe grabs the cards because you say that they're moving, and that's like.
No, I said if she, because she was kind of like, are they all the same? So I kind of took liberty and said she was flicking through them. You know, like one of those pictures that somebody draws in the corner of a book, and when you flick through it, it does that motion. It's almost like, so in one picture it's like this, the next picture it's like this, next one it's like this, and if you were to go through it,
gotcha,
it looks like it's a wave hello from Phoebe.
Okay, gotcha.
Are you trying to take the card or no?
Flora?
Or from Flora?
No, I thought that it was like, he was saying it was like a Harry Potter style card of like you pick it up and it's like,
okay,
and it was like,
no,
whoa. But no, if you're just flipping through it and she sees that, it's gonna make her feel very uncomfortable, but that's not like, it's different. But so
can I do another sanity check?
Yeah, of course you can. Listen, you can do anytime you think you need a sanity check, you go right ahead. If you're like me, I try to
17.
go crazy. I try to go crazy in these games. It's more fun. So 70, you're just losing one. Oh no, that's over. You're rolling another d6. Oh
17.
Oh, 17. Then yeah, you're only losing one. Only one.
Sadly.
Guys, I think we need to get back. We need to get back with Mariana and Sergeant.
So Phoebe's really concerned. She's like really concerned about Flora, and it's like, trying to check her, and also concerned because she's like sounds proper crazy. But she's gonna turn to Marcella and she's gonna be like, where do you think it's like safer? Do you think it's safer inside with all of the zombie animals and
we're
like,
definitely
people shooting at each other?
We're definitely safer in numbers than by ourselves.
I agree. Yeah, you're right. And so she's gonna turn to Flora and she's gonna be like, can you stand up?
Can I stand up?
Mm-hmm.
I think if she realized she didn't actually fall that far, she is trying to stand up, let you help her up.
Yeah. Yeah,
She's
you're
gonna pick her
okay.
up and And she's gonna be like, okay, do we remember where they went last? I wasn't even paying attention.
The last you saw, they went upstairs, and then you saw Mariana
Right,
come. You saw Mariana come back downstairs and outside, and then you probably saw her come back inside, and you don't know where she went after that.
Phoebe didn't see any of that though. She was still kind of shut down,
Yeah.
so
But
she didn't. But the rest of the group.
but the rest of them would have.
My cat's meowing in her sleep.
Excellent.
Sorry,
That's okay.
startled me. I think we have to find a quiet way in. I think we've got to find a way that we can sneak in and try and look around, see what's happening, see if we can get to the med bay, maybe get supplies, something. This is going to shit really fast, you guys.
Okay. Yeah. And so she's gonna like she's helped her up and Flora up, and she's like, do you want to go back in through this door?
I want to put my ear up to the door.
And you hear that there's things moving around, but you're not hearing any animal sounds or gunshots or anything like that. But you definitely hear people moving around. You know, they were starting to try to immobilize pretty quickly. You know,
Can I like
peek in.
open the door barely and just like really like crane my head in?
Yeah, of course you can. So
I am paranoid at this point.
Yep. You peek in, and nobody's really paying attention to you at the door there. You see that behind reception, she's still on the phone, barking out random orders to people, trying to get people to go to random places, things like that. And you see that some other people are off to the side. They're putting on like bulletproof vests and putting on things like that. Just people are starting to try and immobilize, starting to get into ranks.
I think we're good to go in here, guys. She's gonna turn around and like motion.
So you head in. Phoebe, this is where like the local hospital is essentially. This is where people come for most of their medical stuff. So you would probably know where the med bay is.
Yeah.
So if that's where you're going for, you start heading towards there. When you're about 10 feet away from there, that's when I'm going to assume that Mariana and Toad and Chaplin would be coming out of the med bay. Or were you doing anything else in there before you were trying to leave?
Well, I don't think, because it's drilling. So the thing is pretty much burning concrete. So I don't know what. I mean, yeah, we talked a little bit about that. Yeah, go.
My only question right now is, has time been continuing? Like,
no. So that was happening. This is all kind of happening at the same time. Yeah. So they're going to be coming up to the door as whatever you're doing here in this next couple minutes is going to be leading up to them coming towards the door here at the med bay.
Okay.
So it's all been happening at the same time. I think the timelines kind of work with all the timing and everything in my head.
And
yeah,
they're coming in now?
No, though. So they're, you got about 5 minutes. You could, yeah. So what are you guys planning to do here? And then depending on what you're going to do, they're either going to start to come in, or they're going to see you coming out. It all depends on what you choose to do. If you choose to leave or stay in here right now.
Yeah, I'm using my sidearm and say like, Sarge, your orders. And I'm looking really nervous at the fire.
I think Steve would just be ready to get out of there. If this thing is just sinking through the floor, we haven't been able to do anything to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's something out of our control at the moment. I think he would try and think ahead. Do you think there would be liquid nitrogen around? Just out of curiosity. like,
Highs or lows?
I-
Highs or lows?
highs or lows in what sense?
Just say highs or give me either high or low. I'm gonna roll a d10. It's like it's almost like a luck roll.
High.
I was thinking high
High.
too.
You have liquid nitrogen around.
Let's
Um,
go.
So generally, it comes in like a big cylinder. It's got handles on the side.
Yep.
It would be a bit. Pretty
And then
big
there's that
container.
hose that comes off of it.
Yeah. Well. No,
Not really, but
it wouldn't
No.
have a hose. Yeah, it would be like a twist top.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Something
like
yeah.
handles on the side. Yeah, because liquid nitrogen is like negative
really
300
dangerous.
degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
it's
have
super super cold.
Yeah.
I would say that we grab the liquid nitrogen and we're gonna take it with us. We don't have a backpack or anything. I would say that one of us could just carry it, like in like one hand, be able to pretty easily just huck it with us. But I definitely want to take that with us at this moment.
Sure.
So
Sorry.
what Steve would say would be to Corporal, go ahead and get that liquid nitrogen. We're gonna take that with us, and I think we should go and try and get our gear.
Copy that, Sarge. And I
Yeah.
bolting, getting the things. You know,
So-
like
So you get the liquid nitrogen,
Yeah.
and
I look at it and say, like, Sarge, should we try and use it against that creature? I don't know what the fuck is gonna cause on the general population or something.
There's nothing we can do about it now. It's in the floor. I mean, I don't
Affirmative.
know if
And
you have
then
a jackhammer handy.
I
Yeah.
take the stuff and
So you all go to leave the door, and as you come out of the door, that's when you're going to see about 10 feet away coming towards you, everybody else.
Alright.
And I know it's a couple minutes early. I know it's about 25 minutes early, but I'm not going to lie. With how my head's feeling, I feel like this is a good stopping point, bringing you all back together here.
back together.
That was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with that. I hope you all did too. I know I confused the fuck out of you a couple times there.
Right?
It
Yep.
was great.
You would do something super crazy, and then you'd be like, "And now we're gonna cut back to these guys," and it was like,
Well, that's the whole point, right? You got to leave people hanging. And here's the thing: there's a reason I do that. A reason I do that is because I know that for some of you, this is your first time role playing, and I want you to feel as comfortable as you are. So I want to give you the couple minutes when those hard situations come about to think about what you want to do. And it also leaves cliffhangers for people, which is fun. So there's a couple reasons I do it. It's to give you guys to think about what you want to do as your characters, and to keep the story going, and to not have just one of these groups and you start splitting it up. It makes it harder to have. I don't want somebody else to just be sitting there not role playing while everybody else is role playing. So try to keep it going amongst everybody.
"We're great." It's just since I am like also just a viewer in this. Anytime that I'm not in a scene, I'm like avidly watching. And then he's like, "And now cut back." And I'm like, "Right, no, I have to say things. I have to be a person."
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Out of all the games that I run, this, I love my cycle games, but this one has a very special place in my heart at this point. I really, really love this game. Sonic was saying to me the other day, how are we gonna end this after only 6 weeks?
4 more years. 4 more.
Preach,
Keep
Sonic.
having terrible
Do
things
something.
happen.
We get enough people writing in the Echo Scrolls wanting this from the viewers. We'll see how we can do continuing this on. So this is on you, viewers. Viewers, this is up to
Yeah,
you to keep this
you heard
thing
that,
going.
viewers.
Okay.
Yours. Get
it
your
going,
fingers going.
An extension of 4 years. Yay.
But yeah, I'm going to send out little shout outs to everybody else here in chat again. Thank you all for players. If you want to say anything about yourselves or anything about the game before you go right ahead while I do all this for you. And
I just love you guys.
Go, Freya, go.
Go, Freya, go. Oh, okay. Yeah, hello, I'm Freya Malik. I like silly voices, healthy doses of goofiness, And I'm a professional hugger. So if you want to check me out on Twitch, that's where you're gonna get. And on top of a very derpy player. So yeah, come check me out on Twitch. I play video games in English and in Spanish.
You can also see her playing in my Psycho game on Saturday afternoons at 1:00.
Yep. And tomorrow I'm gonna be playing on Insanity
Yes.
Please game as well.
Mhm.
1 p.m. EST. And I'm playing with the wonderful Lily. Yeah, that's me.
That's you. We got Joy next.
I'm Joy. I'm just a professional funner. My shout out is there. Check me out if you want. We have lots of fun. But I love all of you guys so much. Thank you for another wonderful session. Have a lovely day.
We're also going to be able to see Joy or starting a new cycle on Friday nights because my other one unfortunately fizzled out with some player things. And so Joy is going to be joining that game Friday nights at 10:30 Eastern. We don't know who she's playing yet. Well, kind of. We talked about it a little bit.
Yeah, kind of.
Next we
And then
got...
there's me.
How many followers did we get you at? Go follow Lily Pad.
Lily.
You got okay. So you gained 5 followers since today. You were at 4 when I looked earlier. You're at 9 now. We're gonna get her affiliate before she streams her first game.
Nice.
I'm Lily. I don't stream, but I love hanging out with these guys and doing these campaigns that we've been doing. I'm on this one, and then one with Insanity tomorrow night, and another one with Farad on Saturday night. So I just, how can I stream? I'm streaming 3 times a week with these campaigns. But yeah, I have been enjoying this game so much. It's been a lot of fun to both unravel the story and also just get to role play with these guys. So thank you for having me.
Awesome. Next we got Lil Sonic.
Hi, Sonic the Shizno. I casually stream here and there, play a variety of games, cuss on my TV a lot, and today kind of broke me, and I am currently drinking a lot of it.
The game broke you?
Good times. Yeah,
Oh.
I don't know what to do anymore. I feel it's the same thing as like with Lily, like in character probably out, like
Mhm.
and Emma as well, like just the lack of control. I feel helpless. Like everything that I tried today kind of went sideways in one way or another. Game to quirk. Yeah, good times.
Awesome.
Work.
Yeah, it's basically me.
Cool. Emma, when
I
is your
love
first
going-
stream going to be?
After the election, so somewhere in April.
April. Okay.
I love going insane with you guys. She's gonna be so fucked up.
Oh my god, it's going to be great.
And she's not gonna be fucked up like in the normal way, I guess. Like she's just
Oh, yeah,
insane.
none
now.
of this is normal.
Oh, it's completely normal. In my head, it's all normal. And
She
I'm
jumped off a tower.
Farad World Builder. Thanks for being here. Send out a little Discord here for you. I'm going to do this for Freya so she doesn't crush me. And I've also set up a little Patreon for people. I spelled that wrong. Yeah,
yes.
come give your
If you want
support.
support Farad, go
I spelled it
and
wrong
support
again.
it
I don't
with
want to. I think I don't.
Patreon.
I think I'm spelling it wrong because I don't want to spell it. There. Come show some support. Come join the Discord. Hit that follow button. Whatever you got to do. I love you all. Thank you for being here. And you as the players, honestly, you are all fantastic. I couldn't have picked a better crew for this. There will be books Torque when I have enough time to sit there and write them. But yeah, I have a huge Herestria lore book, and I've got novels and stuff that I'm writing. But yeah, thank you all for being here. We will raid. We have to go raiding before I forget. Who do we know? You know what? We're gonna go to Wormrick. Wormrick raids me all the time, and I feel like I never raid him. And he is a fantastic dude. Let's all go say ahoy to Wormrick the Red. He is playing Madden football today. How do I spell? Why is spelling hard? My brain is not working.
Welcome to my world, friend.
Wormrick the Red. There we go. Excellent. Yeah, let's go say some love. And thank you all. We will see you all soon. All the devil's lettuce? No, it's definitely not the devil's lettuce. It's many other things in my brain at the moment. Bye!
Bye.